Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Franciscan friar named Brother David, asked me to take over a support group he was running at Gander Hill Prison, the state prison in Wilmington, Delaware, near where I live. David was being transferred, actually lives very close to us because he's now the chaplain at Walter Reed. And so he had other very important work to go on to. But he'd been running this prison group. He started it at Attica, and then when he came to Wilmington, he opened up a street mission there, and he started New Beginnings in the prison. And he kind of saw it as, the way he explained it to me, he said, these guys are going to be getting out, and they're going to undertake some of the most difficult work a human being can try to do, which is to change, you know. And you know, you need a plan. Like if you're going to build shelves, you need a plan. You need tools. You need supplies. You need an idea of what you're going to. If you're going to try to change your life and live as a free man for the first time, you need a plan. So New Beginnings was designed so that guys could come in and talk about what this plan should be and what tools they would need. And the genius of it was that there was nothing offered in trade. Like everything in prison is transactional. So if you get your GED or something, they take some time off your sentence, or they'll give you better time, or they'll give you television privileges or pizza night. There's some kind of a trade. The New Beginnings, you didn't get anything. You know, you just got to be there and talk and listen. And so it brought out a very special kind of guy, a guy who was really, really hungry for some new way, some new road, some inkling, some idea, you know. So very, very special men sought out this group. Anyway, David asked me to take over for him, and I immediately said, David, I'm too good looking to go into prison. Because smart ass is my default position. And I didn't want to admit to him that the whole idea kind of freaked me out. I'm claustrophobic. I didn't know how I would respond to going into that confined place, but my real fear was that I wouldn't have much to offer the people that I would meet there. That I'm not a counselor or a social worker or a psychologist. I'm a folk singer. There probably is no more useless vocation. David said every single one of us has wisdom. Every single one of us has a story to tell, and the men you will meet in Gander Hill have more than their share on all these counts, but they don't always realize it because they've worn the mask, they've worn the armor so long that they don't even know themselves, you know, what the truth that lies inside them. If you can get them to just feel safe enough to drop some of the posture and take off the mask a little bit and share openly and honestly, you'll see some miracles happen. And he was right. Like I said, I've been doing it about 12, 13 years. And a few years ago, it's actually expanded to 3 sessions a week. We're now on a work release prison. But about 4 years ago, some of my guys were getting out and they asked if they could continue meeting with me. Could we have like coffee on Wednesday afternoons? So we would meet at the Brouhaha in Wilmington. Me and a bunch of returning citizens would sit down with coffee and just talk every week, and not judging, but just kind of hold each other accountable and tell them the truth. And it's a really special group in another sense, and I think it speaks to something that our country desperately needs to start doing again. I did this work by myself for years, trying to find other volunteers in the area who would come in, and I wasn't having much luck. But little by little, now I've acquired a great team that helps me. So when I'm on the road, for instance, yesterday and today, the meetings went on, because I have other folks working with me in these groups. But one of our guys, a fellow named Tom Gallagher, who was a professor at Corsinus College, sociology professor. The first night he came in with me, we left the prison and we're standing in the parking lot by his car. And he said, John, I've never seen that before. And I said, what? He said, men listening to each other. He said, we don't do that in this country. And I'm not talking about being quiet while someone else is speaking, and figuring out what you're going to say next. I'm talking about listening to each other, just being there. And he said, that is such a powerful gesture of respect, in a place where respect is not only coveted, but is in short supply. And so it's an acknowledgement of the dignity of the other person. It's very healing, And he said, my students don't do it, you know. He said, people on TV don't do it, you know, but these men all do it. And I became aware of the power of actually listening and the power of being present, which I talked about in the last song. And those two things are something that we all have the ability to bestow, you know, and we don't realize it, you know, a lot of the time. So anyway, some of my guys were getting out, and we started the coffee group, and that became New Beginnings Next Step. So now we meet on Saturdays and Sundays in Wilmington. Returning citizens get together, and the recidivism rate in Delaware is about 70%. So 2 out of 3 guys end up going back to jail after they leave. Our recidivism rate in the last 3 or 4 years has been 23%.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, this is a very special group of men. We know that men not only need work when they come out, they need community. You know, they need people who share their ideas and want to help them along the path. I'm running the Philadelphia Marathon in 2 weeks, and I've been doing a marathon about once a year for 25, 26 years. And I tell the guys that in the last 6 miles of that race, when your body is so exhausted and in so much distress that you start to negotiate with yourself, you start to give yourself all kinds of reasons to quit. People on the sidelines are cheering for you. You know, they're saying, "You look great. You know, it's only a few more miles. Don't give up." And you actually become irritated with them because they have no idea how bad you feel or how far you've come. You know, and I tell the guys in the group, I'm the guy on the sidelines cheering. I can't really know what you've been through, you know, but the guy running next to you, he knows. And I've been in those races, and when that man or woman puts their hand on your shoulder and says, "We can do this," you know, that they've come the 23 miles, so they know what you feel like. And so I said that, you know, that's the secret, you know, keeping each other in the race. So anyway, we try to make it a little easier. We offer each week we offer bus passes, and we offer gift cards to the grocery store. So for the first year out of prison, this transitional assistance makes a big difference to these men. And after the first month, we asked them to do some community volunteering in order to give back. So we actually started a used clothing closet now. So on Saturdays, they run the clothing closet in the Quaker Hill section of Wilmington, which is a very, it's an area that needs whatever help we can give it. But they're so proud of being able to help, you know, the folks that come in. So anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this is there's a black backpack. We give the guys a backpack when they come out of prison, because so many guys were coming into our meetings with trash bags. You know, that's what they would use as suitcases when you're living at a homeless shelter, you know. And so we give them a black backpack with our New Beginnings logo on it. And there's one here tonight. The front pocket is open. And after you buy Heather May's CD, if you have any extra money and you want to toss a buck into the backpack, we will use it for the bus passes and the food cards. So I'm going to sing you a song. In all these years, I've heard so many amazing stories, and these guys have allowed me to share some of their stories and some of the things we talked about in my songs. I'm not allowed to take the guitar into Gander Hill because it's maximum security. So if I write a song that's based on like something we talked about last week, I have to sing it, you know, a cappella. Most of my guys are young black men, and there's nothing that makes a 25-year-old black man more nervous than a severely middle-aged white man singing an a cappella folk song. They get very tense, you know. But then my guys, usually early in the song, they figure out this guy was listening. He was paying attention, and he's trying to tell the truth in this song. And all of a sudden, the style of the song has got nothing to do with it, and who's singing's got nothing to do with it, because we're telling the truth. And I got done singing this song one time, and a young man turned to me, you know, and he said, "Mr. Flynn, if you sing that song for white people, you won't have any fans at all." This is a song. This is a song that was inspired by a conversation we had the week week after Don Imus said some very ugly things about the women's basketball team at Rutgers University. This song's called Reggie's Question, or What's in a Name. My name is Addict. My name is Thief. My name is Gangster. My name is Grief. My name is Inmate. That is my shame. There's no escaping what's in the name. My name is Dealer. My name is Thug. My name is Hustler. Violence and drugs have been my life now. It's called the game. It's kinda scary. What's in the name? My name is Father. My name is Son. My name was stolen a couple 100 years ago by white men with chains. Sometimes I wonder what's in the name. Some names I've taken, some I have earned. Some give me strength while others have burned. Crosses and bridges through hatred's flame. Ain't no disguising what's in the name. My name is Father. My name is Son. My name was stolen a couple 100 years ago, but when I complain, you shrug, ask me what's in the name. My name is dear to those who love me. My name is fear to those who won't see that in our hearts we are much the same. I'm only human. What's in a name?